Being here, I know it's a little hectic with this just coming out, and we've got we're going to be very brief here, and we've got two more panels today
20 minutes
where you get an opportunity to hear Dr. Laffer and what he has to say. But briefly, just get a little bit of background, very brief background. Bill Hammond and I probably talking early last year about the impact or the potential impact of school choice could have on the Texas economy and Texas businesses. And we were talking about, you know, how do we quantify that? How do we really determine the exact extent to which that would be beneficial to Texas economy? So we jointly, Texas Association of Business and TPPF, jointly commissioned Dr. Art Laffer to conduct an economic impact analysis of the Taxpayer Savings Grant Program. And we're releasing that program, his report today. And we want mainly, I'm sure that you would like to talk to him and like to talk to Senator Donna Campbell, who filed that bill yesterday, Senate Bill 276?
274.
And Bill, you got anything to add before we turn it over to Dr. Laffer?
Well, I mean, for us, this issue is about the workforce. Today in Texas, we face an enormous skills gap. We are simply not educating enough of our young children ready to go on beyond high school, which is necessary in virtually all the jobs that are being created today. Post-secondary education is essential. The public school system is not, A, graduating enough kids, B, is not graduating enough kids career or college ready. This program under the leadership of Senator Campbell is going to be enormously impactful in terms of the workforce, in terms of the lives of young people who take advantage. Not only those who take advantage, but those who remain behind. We know, as Dr. Laffer reports, points out, that competition is essential. It's what made America great. And competition in schooling can help improve the quality and academic performance of all those students who remain in the public school system. The taxpayer wins, the employers win, the kids win, the economy wins. I mean, if we're able to work hard together with Senator Campbell and TPPF and these other groups and bring this to fruition, I think there is no one in Texas who will not be touched in a positive way by this legislation.
That's right. Dr. Laffer,
you go ahead and explain the legislation. I think they would love to hear exactly what that legislation. I think that would really be helpful.
Don't want to change anything.
Don't.
Well, starting out, the American dream is built on opportunity and hard work. And we have a moral obligation to ensure that every Texas child has equal access to educational opportunities. There should be no child that is trapped in a failing or chronically underperforming school. And sadly, we know that there are too many school children in Texas that don't have an equal opportunity to succeed. And we want them to be able to have a choice. Too often they're forced to attend a school based on their zip code, but allowing parents to choose the school that best meets their child's needs is the best thing we can do to level the playing field between the haves and the have-nots. Yesterday I filed legislation to fix the broken status quo and remove barriers to many of the Texas school children from attending and being able to attain a quality education. And by investing in taxpayer savings grants, we can empower the parents to make the best decisions for their children. It expands their opportunities for traditionally underserved students and saves taxpayers billions, for which Dr. Laffer will be able to go into a little bit more. The Taxpayer Savings Grant is a Lift Up Texas initiative because they lift up Texas schools and they benefit all Texas families, allowing parents the freedom to choose the best school will turn poor performing schools into better schools and will make good schools even greater, and that's what my bill does. An in-depth analysis of support for this bill will come from Dr. Laffer, and he'll be able to bring you the details. The short of the bill is that any child who has been enrolled in public school for 1 year prior, for the prior year, is able to apply for the Texas Taxpayer Savings Grant, and 60% of the tuition, or 60% of the M&O dollars, will follow the child to the next school of their parents' choosing, or the cost of the tuition of the school of the parents' choosing, whichever is less. The short of it is, this will help save taxpayer dollars. It will provide access for good educational opportunities. It empowers parents to make the best decision they can make for their children's educational needs. It will equalize the playing field for educational opportunities for our children. It provides, it drives dollars to the classroom by finding competition efficiencies. It will improve our economy, improve our workforce, give us career-ready children, decreases the number of our dropouts, improves graduation rates. Think about it. This is a game changer, and it's time for it to happen in Texas. It's needed. Every year that we wait is another year that our precious children lose the choice of a good opportunity, an educational opportunity. And we have a moral obligation to do that, and I will fight to provide that for Texas school children and our families. And I am so thankful for Dr. Laffer's research, because it's great support, and it will help show folks who have questions just how beneficial this will be for the great state of Texas. Thank you.
You are wonderful.
And the great state of Texas is lucky to have a leader like Senator Campbell promoting this cause for them. Dr. Laffer, tell us about your report.
Well,
here's a copy of the report, everybody.
Anyone's got the report, if you read it, it's fun. As some of you may know, I left California in 2006. I moved to Nashville, Tennessee. I did it for tax reasons. And as you may know, a year and a half ago or so, I did a big study for Texas, comparing Texas and California. I mean, really very, very detailed comparison. It's one major chapter in my book, The Wealth of States, which looks at all 50 states over the last 50 years. And one thing that came out was sort of interesting, that is why I was willing to do this project and really wanted to do it, was you find that California has the most highest paid teachers in the nation. This was back when I did the study 2 years ago. Had the highest paid teachers in the nation and had the third lowest test scores in the nation. Something seemed a little funny with me, so I checked it carefully, and that was an improvement over their historical level. They used to be the second worst, not the third worst. And then you start looking at what's going on, California versus Texas. California Teachers Association. California Teachers Association is the single largest political contributor in the state of California, twice as large as the next largest political contributor. There's not a politician, not an assemblyman, not a senator, not a judge, anyone who hasn't been touched by the California Teachers Association. It is a monopoly, and you can see exactly what happens. This monopoly pays its people way up in the skies and provides lousy product. Looking at what's going on here in Texas, Texas has done the right job on economics, and when you look at this bill that you're proposing, Senator Campbell, it's the right thing. What you want to do is get a competitive education system. I can't think of anything more important than educating the kids in this country. I mean, even taxes, and you know how much I love taxes. I mean, I love taxes. Yes. They provided me with a livelihood for almost all of my life, talking about them. But even taxes don't compare to the youth of the country. I mean, this is it. When I looked at Texas, California, I compared the 5 megastates. Okay, if you look at the Department of Education's test scores on 4th grade and 8th grade, test scores and looking at the megastates. They have a big study on that. Of the 5 megastates, which includes New York, Illinois, Florida, Texas, and California, those 5 states, Texas is by far the best state of the megastates in doing. You have an opportunity today to really make a difference. And what I've gone through here in this is I've reviewed the literature on everything. I mean, it is just amazing. There's not one thing that isn't improved by children's choice. Crime rates go down, incomes go up, tax revenues go up, performance in schools, attractiveness there. You are the leaders of the nation, and what you do for your students really makes the difference in the world. We live in a competitive world. And honestly, if you can introduce competition, you can make your school system really function. It was based on my colleague at the University of Chicago, Milton Friedman. Milton and Rose Friedman have really pushed school choice, just really pushed it, and they're completely right. This is the next wave to make Texas, and then hopefully the rest of the nation, really, really perform well for all Americans. It reduces differences between races. It reduces differences between genders. It reduces differences all over the place. Graduation rates go up, degree rates go up. All of these things happen as a result of choice. And you would think that the schools, the public schools, would do worse. They don't. Look in here. Once you get school choice, guess what happens to the public schools? They get scared. And all of a sudden they start providing a lot higher quality services because they now face competition. It's sort of like the post office or the Department of Motor Vehicles. You know, once you get an alternative to the United States Post Office, they start performing a lot better because there's real competition. You got to go through it. It's boring, it's dull, but it really is comprehensive. We reviewed all the literature here, and I can't think of one negative from going to school choice, honestly. Throw her open for questions.
Questions from the press?